Tremco is the only company that can provide a single source solution for everything that's involved within that particular segment of the building.
And once we get people over that initial fear of, hey, I can't specify just a single product, they look at it in terms of the value and the quality of the building. Again, being able to be single source warranted. What always happens is someone offers an air barrier warranty, somebody offers a silicone sealant warranty, but what about that connection where the two of those stick together? It's usually a finger pointing mess.
So because Tremco has so many different products that many of our customers use us as a one-stop shop, it's something that we do that none of our competitors do. And the reason for that is because none of our competitors are playing in all of the arenas that we are. And we do that really well.
Our single source solutions work. And at the end of the day, labor is the biggest component. Single source specification with Tremco products, and you can do a truly beautiful thing with your building in terms of single source warrantability, which mitigates everyone's risk.
So when you're dealing with a great product and you're dealing with a great company, it really comes down to being able to provide them a great service.
Tremco prides itself on having one of the largest sales forces and technical teams within the sealant waterproofing glazing industry. These salesmen and saleswomen are located geographically in most of the major cities throughout North America, and we also have strategically located field technical resources to support projects, specific applications.
One of our philosophies is to have what we call feet on the street, and that is to have local, highly personalized service, which would include job site visits, even help from before the job is awarded. But it's also being available for project meetings, site observations, and assisting with maybe methods of installation. So really through project conception through completion, we try to be on hand and available to service our customers.
But it's advantageous, I think, for our customers, as well as for the owners and the consultants and engineers on projects, to know that there's another set of eyes on there.
One of the reasons we've been so successful in the healthcare markets recently is dealing with construction managers that are contracted at risk. Those construction managers are able to transfer that risk of moisture management to Tremco. And what that allows them to do is assure the owner that they're going to have a leak-free facility.
When we're looking at, for example, sealants to be used, we want to make sure that the sealants adhere to the various metal finishes and the other components.
And you may ask, well, why do we need to do some of these tests? Well, many times, even before a job start up with your contractor, the contractor may be needing a certain sealant, and they have certain types of substrates. It's not always concrete that you're trying to put these products onto, so they may want to know, well, how well do these things stick?
The first contact is we'll get a test request. We have a form that we've put online and made it available to our sales reps as well as our customers. It's basically to certify that the sealants that we're selling will actually work with the materials that they're using on the job site.
So we have adhesion and compatibility, and then when we look at the weather sealing aspect of the building envelope, where we go from the glazing to maybe brick or stone, we want to be sure that the sealants do not cause any staining or what's called dry look or wet look effect.
The staining test is basically they take the sealant or the membrane and they'll apply it onto that substrate they're looking for, and then it goes through a period of compression and heat, and then you'll pull them out and you'll actually look at that substrate and break that substrate and see if there's a stain that's penetrated into that substrate. Well, the pull tests make sure that you actually have a recorded value and that you're getting cohesive failure instead of adhesive failure.
So we have adhesion, compatibility, and stain testing. But likewise, we have a technical service team that oversees not only that lab testing I talked about earlier, but construction document review.
And there's a lot of mathematical calculations that need to be made to make sure that the sealant, you're actually using the sealant to help hold the glass. So you're looking at not just the amount of wind, but you know how high up on the building it is.
Typically we will get metal drawings with glass included from our customers, and we will take those drawings and fill in the blanks. So they give us a little bit of a blank slate and allow us a little bit of creativity on how we can solve their problems.
We'll teach you how to use our products. Obviously, we'll do the structural glazing reviews that I perform for our customers. Every customer is required to do compatibility testing and also adhesion testing within our laboratory, but then along the way, we do also ask that our customers check adhesion periodically throughout the project just to make sure everything's okay, they're cleaning their substrates properly, they're using primer if it's necessary.
And then we move into the service services related to proper gasket design. And we have a whole crew that focuses just on that as well, our design engineering group.
One of the key factors that I really enjoy about what we do now versus what we did in the past is the use of our 3D sample. So that speeds up the process in such a way that we can get a physical item on site to understand whether it's going to work well, whether it's not going to work well. We can make adjustments to that.
I will try to see where that gasket is going. What's going opposite of that gasket? Do you need picture frames, molded corner gaskets? Just get a little bit more detail about the project before I just ship something off.
This helps reduce the turnaround time for our customers. Since we have that 3D printer and we're able to print something out, usually within a day or two, get that out to our customer, they are able to look at it quickly in the field and make the determination if they want that part or not. We'll design it, they'll okay it based off of some dimensions. We then send that over to our quoting department to get a quote rolling, to get the project rolling.
Our test wall, I think, is a critical piece of the solutions-based offerings that we provide. One of the things when we make our recommendations, the test wall enables us to make sure those aren't just theoretical, but they've actually been tested in our lab.
Well, there's a few different things that the test wall is involved with. One of the main things is we can build system tests. So we don't just look at one specific product, we look at several products and see how they come together. So you're looking at like window detail or a penetration detail, corner details, below grade details, roof to wall details. We can incorporate all those, or we can incorporate a few of those in one test. I want it to be an educational piece, not just for Tremco, not just internally, but for the industry.
And to see Tremco take that step to invest in having that type of a facility so that we could evaluate not only how our own products perform, but we could assist our customers so that we could learn together how our materials work on their design.
One of the areas that Tremco is extremely proud of is our training programs. We have training programs for architects to properly specify our materials. We work with curtain wall, waterproofing, and forensic consultants to properly oversee and inspect new installs, as well as do the forensic on a potentially bad job, because our materials are only good as they are installed. And we realize the installing contractor is a critical piece to this equation.
There's so much information available out there about what you should do and what you can do that it becomes very confusing unless you're working with a professional to say, let me help guide you through this system. And don't take my word for it. We have the tested, proven methods for this, and here they are.
Working with Tremco, you get a team approach to our customer's solution.
That sets a whole tone for how the project is going to go. And really what's helpful with us is the fact that that tone is continued throughout the entire purchase process. Every time they get a touch point with a Tremco representative, they're feeling the same level of service. And that goes from the time the concept becomes a concept until the time they receive the shipping package onto their site.